Oh, hey. Hey, how's it going? So, y'all called me in the middle of, well, getting ready to start to clean up the shop. I usually do it once a year. I usually do it during the summertime, but here lately it's gotten like real cluttered, and I don't even remember the last time I cleaned. I usually do it once a year. Anyway, so as you see, it's just me doing the cleaning. Usually I would hire somebody to come in here and help me, family member, friend, whatever. But everybody's busy, and this is I'm not busy right now. Um, as you know, I got done with the pretty much done with the Ford Focus, doing all that. There's 25 videos on there. It's like one giant documentary, sitting there, I'm cutting up and everything, and it's just something to watch if you're bored, whatever. Or if you want to learn something, there's some things that I, kind of teach in there, and I give little, handy advice, and show you some kind of little tools and stuff like that, And so anyway, so since I got that out, I've got to clean up the shop now. I have a lot of these, a lot of oil containers that I've got to figure out what to do with. There's so many things that you can do with those. One, I could just burn them, but I don't want to do that. It would burn really good, but I don't want to do that for several reasons. I thought about just taking them back where I bought them from, throw it in their dumpster. There is people out there who collect plastic, good plastic, and they make stuff out of it. That would be really nice if I could call somebody up and say, "Hey, man, you come to the house and shop and get these. I've got tons of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I got 10. Let's just say. So, got to do that. If you have any chemicals, there's a place on down on Patterson, in Greensboro. They, as far as I know, they're still open. They, you just pull up in there, and you just, give them your chemicals. And they take them. They dispose of them. They probably burn them off, something like that. I don't know. But you just give it to them. That's it. If you got any oil would go to your auto parts store. Riley's, Vance, AutoZone, Napa. And they usually take it for free. They'll dump it in a vat or a drum. Okay, so I can't believe I have strength to do this. So basically, this is all the video is me cleaning the shop up, and maybe I'll run across some stuff and show you, be like, hey, I got this, check this out, blah 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 blah. There is a couple things I'm trying to find, and I don't know what I did with them. One is my zip tie gun. You put a zip tie on, and you put the gun on there, and then it runs it down, and it snaps off the zip tie, real nice like. And I don't know what I did. I swear I hung that thing up somewhere. Anyway, so we're on a mission to find that. And the other thing is the little miniature camera holder. The little one, if you ever watched one of my other videos, it's like a little tripod. Now I think I have, I know I got at least one more if I need it. But it's just, stuff just grows legs, man. I know y'all ain't like that. I know y'all don't have a shop like that. You know, grows legs and just walks off. Especially a little 10 millimeter socket. If you're a mechanic or a technician, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Watch the video of the guy. He, he's got like a secret room, and he goes in the room. He goes through several different stages, and then he finally goes through a safe. It's like a floor safe or something. He pulls out a box, and then it's got a code on it or whatever. Anyway, he opens it up, and there's like the little 10 millimeter socket in there. It's like gold. So yeah. Ladies, don't buy your man a gold ratchet socket. Excuse me. A socket set. Don't buy a gold socket set for your man, because he is probably not going to use it. He's going to be like, "Oh man, that's like nice. I'm not going to ever use it. I'm just going to put it up here on the shelf and forget all about it." So anyway, enjoy the show. Feel free to fast forward, whatever. But then again, if you do fast forward, you might miss something. So I might find something that I'll probably want to give away. Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, we'll see. Okay, so now we're going to get started. I don't even know. Let's see, what time is it? Right now it's 3:42. So I don't know how long we're going to be out here. I might be out here 3 hours. We'll see. Okay, it's my hand truck. I got this nice hand truck here, and I've got these boxes. I'm going to load them up and take them to the shed. One thing I'm going to do is I'm going to have to turn my heat on. So I'm going to turn my microphone off. But you should, you'll still hear what's going on and everything. Yeah. Okay. All right. Sorry, my heater's so freaking loud, but dude, it does the work. It's an awesome heater. Okay. Enjoy. And I got to go back after I do these videos. I go back and watch them to make sure nothing stands out. But most of the time, I just go ahead and post them. All right. But anyway, yes. Enjoy. Thanks, y'all. So this and two other ones, actually, well, that little green one and one more of these are plumb full of magazines. Hot rod magazines, Mustang magazines, and when I say hot rod magazines, I mean some of them go back to the 50s. I know I saw a 1957 in there somewhere, if it's still in there. But anyway, I tried having, I don't know if y'all saw the video, but I tried having a big magazine sale. I mean, I had from here to there, you know, several people showed up, but didn't hardly sell anything. So if you're interested in some of these, you know, let me know. The Mustang ones are really cool because they're from like the 90s. So I have imports too. So back in the Fast and Furious days and all that, you know, all them cool magazines, that was like the thing. So some of them, you know, they're really cool to look at. In fact, I'll show you. Let's see. There's other magazines in there too. Nothing bad or anything, but see, like stuff like this. Yeah. See that. But anyway, that was really cool. So, you know, as I'm working on, you know, this, or I've been working on the Ford Focus, I come across an import magazine there that was talking about the SVT, and I think in the Stita and the Celine version of the Ford Focus. So any Ford Focus fans out there or anything like that, I got that. So I know, you know, not a lot of people are interested in magazines anymore because, let's face it, they're magazines. Most of the time you just go online or whatever. But I think it's more about the, you know, if I'm using the right term, the collective of it. You know, collecting those cool magazines, you know. So anyway, just thought I would tell you about that. I don't know why I put these. I know y'all don't do it, but I'll sit there and I'll do this. I'll put stuff like this in my shop, and I'll come back and be like, why did I put that in there? Why didn't I just put it out in the storage shed? Because there's room. That's why I'm putting them in there. No, anyway. Continue on. This thing heavy. I bet that thing weighs 40 pounds. So I don't know if y'all been sick. I have. I caught a 24-hour bug. I have heard it was probably the norovirus. I was basically I woke up in the morning and threw up. Sorry, I don't mean to be nasty or anything. I know that's kind of left field, but just so you know, there is something going around because other people. I don't. Not anybody personally, but I've heard of other people getting sick or whatever. So apparently, there's a ground beef recall. Might want to look into that. I was trying to think of, like, every time I get sick like that, I go, what did I eat? The only thing that I ate that was different from anybody else around me was I had a can of, like, the Dollar General knockoff brand of Planters peanuts, and I probably had maybe a quarter of that. I was trying to just finish it off, and man, later that night my stomach started hurting, like, just, one of them really bad stomach aches. I'm like, oh god, like, what the heck? So I tried taking I have the Tums tablets. Usually I take one, and it settles my acid in my stomach and everything, because I have really bad acid reflux. Yes, I could go have surgery for it and all that, but I'm not going to do that. But anyway, that kind of settled it a little bit. And then I decided to eat an apple. And these apples are brand new. And yes, I wash them and all that. And so I was fine, but so when I went to bed, my stomach started hurting again as soon as I laid down. I'm like, man, what the heck? So I'm up and down, trying to get my stomach to settle right. And I was fine, I slept. But when I woke up that morning, I burped, and it all, and I'm like, what the heck? I didn't run a fever. I didn't feel dizzy or anything like that. Very strange. I thought that I overate. I thought that's what I did, but apparently I got sick, because as soon as I like several days after that, I heard people getting sick, like, in the same way. Yeah, it starts with a stomach ache. I'm like, so anyway, man, it's always something every freaking year, man. It's either a head cold, or it's either, throwing up, diarrhea. Sorry, I don't mean to be blunt or anything. Hey, we're all adults. Should be only adults watching this. It's not for kids. Kids wouldn't get it anyway. Anyway, I thought I'd just, throw that out there. That's just me talking. Anything they're heavy. Oh god. Them hot rod magazines, they ain't no joke. Super heavy. I got some really cool old ones in there though. Man. And basically back in the day, dude, they were always talking about putting the supercharger, blowers on the cars and everything. That was like a big thing. And they still do that. Now it's more about turbos. So, what if I get that other one on there? Really cool, man. Really cool magazines. If I'd like to sell them, if my channel was doing as good as everybody else's, I would just be giving these away. But unfortunately, I have about a little over 100 subscribers. Thank y'all, by the way. And you know, you got to have 1,000+ subscribers to see one dime. So right now the struggle is real. And so yeah, but I would sell these for like, I don't know, probably like what, 5 for 20 or something like that. Yeah, whatever. You know, I think some of them, they're not even open. They're in plastic, still in the plastic. So, but anyway, moving on. Let's see, I'm gonna see if I can turn around. Okay. Right? So I gotta kind of do it like that. Actually, you know what? Screw it. We'll just do it the other way. Reason I wanted to do it the other way is because this way I can't see. I can't see if you are still there because my camera has been shutting off, running out of room. I have to, every once in a while, I have to dump everything. I know, I said that before. But for new viewers, yeah, it turns out not everybody is watching videos like on the Ford. I did 25 videos, okay, full documentary, but apparently people are skipping. Like they'll watch like the second one, and then they'll watch the 10th one, and it's like, it must be how it's uploading, because it should have been back to back, but YouTube is being funky about it. So anyway. So this box right here, this is full of stuff that came out of the house that Dad, over the years, like he'd go and buy something and he'd go into like the laundry room, and we had like all his baskets and stuff in there, and you know, cabinets and whatever, and just have like all this different stuff in there. Now, mind you, he was trying to be ahead of the game. In other words, when something happened, he would have the part for it right there, you know, or at least that's what he was trying to shoot for. So, but I'll show you. These are really cool. They're old oil cans, 3-in-1 oil, you know, stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah, stuff like that. That's I mean, oil's good to have. All kinds of little things and reasons, you know. And Mom, she went through all this, kind of separated it and whatnot. I've got all kinds of drill bits and just, I mean, all kinds of like hinges, a brand new lock with key. You know, I mean, I don't know what you're gonna see. Look, here's another oil can. Like, I do have some old oil cans. Those are antique. For those who didn't know my dad died at 90 in 2020, so he's gone. But my dad, apparently back when he was a young boy, he was a professional slingshot marksman. You know, dude could hit stuff like it was nothing. I mean, like birds and everything. There's a funny story behind all that. But anyway, so I found like the slingshot, the rubber, you know, stuff like that. I found like several packs of those. But not once did I ever see Dad shoot one. You know, around here in the country, we grew up on rifles. So we always had a rifle or a shotgun, you know, stuff like that. So what I'm gonna do is this old box has to be gone through. I might make a whole video of that. But I need to, for right now, I just need to put it to the side somewhere. You know what? Just keep it right there. Here is basically the same thing. Mom gave me this cool little. It's not perfect, but it's a cool little cabinet. So I need to find a place to put that. It's got little shelves in it and everything. It's like, I don't know, it's like particle board, I think. It's either that or plywood. I don't know, I can't tell. But anyway, it's all there, all together. Empty box. Now, when it comes to empty boxes, some of them I keep because of the cans. By the way, I don't know if I finished that. So the cans, the aluminum cans, you know, when I take them, I crush them, and I've got a brand new smelter. I think that's what it's called. Melting pot. Anyway, brand new, in the box. I pulled it out just to see what it looked like. Have not used it. It's very dangerous to use, but it's made for melting precious metals and stuff. So I was going to take those. Damn this sock. I was going to take those cans and melt them down. You know. Now I saw a guy. He took. I don't know, I think it was maybe 100 pounds of cans, aluminum cans, crushed and everything, and he melted them all down, and they were worth like $12. Yeah, it's like, what's the point? So, I don't know, we'll see. We'll see about that. let's see. Now I have parts for my brother's Mercedes. Brake parts. Trash. My trash can's getting full, man. I should have emptied it today. Crap. But yeah, I got his Mercedes brake parts that I've got to. That's one reason why I'm clearing out here, so I can get his car in here and do the brakes on it. Which I've never done before. And apparently, when you do Mercedes brakes, you got to do it a certain way, because if you don't, you end up making a fluid mess everywhere. Look that up before you. Nothing wrong with going on YouTube and watching somebody do the brake job. Do that. Don't make a big old mess. Okay? Alright, I gotta clean off this table. This is what sucks. When you're cleaning up a shop, you're going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. You know, it's like one big chain reaction. In order to clean that off, I gotta take this and I gotta put this over here. That's where I keep all the paint and whatnot. Good thing is I got a place for most of this stuff. So that drawer right there that you've probably seen me pull out in the other videos. Actually, hang on a minute. Let me see where my battery is. Okay. Hey, welcome back to the show. So sorry, I was charging my camera. Get on there now. What's wrong with this thing? Put it right there. Anyway, so yeah, that drawer you keep seeing me pull in and out over there. So the bottom's getting ready to fall out of it. So that's one thing I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna have to pull the whole thing out, empty all the tools out of it, and put a new bottom in it. That thing's as old as this place, which I think this place was built in 1968, 69 maybe. So that tells you how old this shop is, which is really cool. Where was I? Who am I? I don't know. Stick this over here. Probably forget all about that. Oh, I bought some new shop towels today. So every once in a while, when I go to either O'Reilly's or AutoZone, I will buy these little shop towels. It's like face cloths. They come in a little roll. There's only 2 of them, but they're like a couple dollars. Big deal. I buy those instead of the huge pack, because the huge pack, I mean, yes, it would last me a long time, but the huge pack I think is like $40, and I'm like, I don't want to do that. But anyway, there's just, when it comes to spending money, I am highly picky about what I buy, because I'm on a budget. very tight budget. And, you know, I'm pretty smart when it comes to, you know, doing that. At least I like to think I am. That don't go there. That goes there. Got to put all the tools away. Job's done. Torque wrench. If you ain't got a torque wrench, get a torque wrench. They make small, like foot long torque wrenches. Honestly, I never heard anything good about them. Obviously, they're only made to torque small bolts. Duh. I know we used to lend one out. So if you go to like AutoZone or in those places, they got the loaner tool. And so we used to lend one out. People kept breaking them. Obviously, they were doing it on a larger scale than what was supposed to be. That's my guess. You know, they're probably over there trying to torque down a head bolt with this little instead of like, no wonder it broke. Idiots. Jeez. All right, so this is my only trash can I got right now that's not full. I have a dirty rag here that I'm going to burn. Okay. Don't stack your rags up. Or if you do, make sure you burn them that day. That is a big no-no. Good way to burn your house down. I had a nightmare one time. And I walked out here and this whole place was on fire. The roof was caved in. The outside was still there. The chimney was still there, but it was just like all on fire, engulfed and everything. And I hope that it just wasn't. I hope it was just a dream. Don't get me started on dreams. I went out and bought me some new Freon, some more Freon for the Focus, because I put that one can in and it kind of worked. But I went out and bought another can. So I'll be doing that later. Let's see, where are we at? So I got the trash can. Okay. And I hope that didn't come out of the thing there. Let's see here. What do we got? Basically, I'm trying to clean up this area right here. More focused on that. I'll make my way around the room all the way like this and over to you. Because it's just, man, it messes my brain up. Every time I just pan around and look at it, I'm like, ugh, I wish I just go, dude, and it's clean. But I'm not a witch, so I might have long hair, but I'm not a witch. Let's see where we need to put some of this stuff. I'm just going. Didn't mean to do that. Just going to throw it right there. Got a lot of wood. Ugh. If you don't have a 2x4, get one. Real men have 2x4s in their shop. Use it for all kinds of different things. I don't know if you can see it, but up there I have other pieces of wood, stuff like that. Yes, I deal in wood, you know, making stuff. I do it all. Wood, metal, whatever. Let's see. Where am I going to put this? I think I'll put it over here. Usually there's a place for everything. Because you never know when you're going to use it. And look at there. I found some windshield washer fluid. So, okay, here you go. Windshield washer fluid. Don't put water in your windshield washer container. Okay? Or at least, like, yeah, don't put it at all. Not even summertime. Only go buy a gallon of this. I think it's like probably $5, $6 for a whole gallon of windshield washer fluid. Okay. And that's probably a lie. It says protects to 0 degrees Fahrenheit. That's at O'Reilly's. If you go to AutoZone, it says 20 degrees. And it's like the same thing. But anyway, it's better than water. And plus, it's like, you know, it's a cleaner. It's got it's probably got ammonia in it. Anyway, don't put water in your coolant jug. Ever. Ever. Okay, I'm gonna put that to the side there. Now, usually when it comes to jack stands, I usually keep 2 on this side and 2 on that side for obvious reasons. Okay. I was keeping them all together at one time, but I thought, you know what? Hey, I pull a car in here, keep them over here. So anyway, let me get this. Get this cleaned up a little bit. Put these over here. Them jack stands are old, man. I've had those for 30 years. One thing sucks when the leaves start falling. Man, they find their way underneath my door and they get in here and a mess. So I'm gonna have to move all that. I do have a generator over here that I need to start up. I recently put this sock is going to bug the crap out of me. You know, got socks like these, they wear out, and next thing you know, they're coming down. You're walking on them. Check you, make sure you're still on. Yep. Yay. Uh, let's see. This is a tail light for my bros. Mercedes Benz used tail light. I was surprised that was even available. It's getting a little easier, little being key word, to find Mercedes Benz parts. Because what is happening is people are finding out, they're like, dude, man, where's these parts at? You're like, why can't I? So what it takes is for one person to get pissed off. Okay. It, takes for, I'll just be the example. I'm working on a car, part breaks. It don't exist. Like once you break that part, you ain't gonna find it. I don't care. You ain't gonna find it. Right? So now I'm not I'm not this type of person, but let's just say I'm the type of person, just an example, I'm the type of person that I can just make that part. You're like, well, if I can't find it here, I'm gonna go make it then. Now I have made parts. I have done that in the past. I've made what it takes to get by. Okay. Sometimes you just got to do that, So, but that's what has happened is people, there's a guy out there and he goes, well, I'm just going to make those parts and sell them because there's nothing out there. And I know I'm not the only person out of 8 billion people on the planet. I know I'm not the only person that has ran into this problem. So that's what it takes. It takes for that person to run into a problem, and then next thing you know, the next guy comes up and he goes, "Oh man, I broke that part. I hope somebody's got one." And he goes online and he sees like, "Oh yeah, here's the guy. He's done made like 20 of them." Heck yeah, dude. That's what I'm talking about. So that's what it takes. It's like YouTube. Okay, YouTube. 10 years ago, YouTube sucked. It was, there was like no learning curve on there, or learning. It was no. It ain't like it is today. Today you can go on there. I go on there every day and learn something, like something about a car or something. Like okay, for instance, a friend of mine has a Nissan Altima. Okay, just hear me out. Okay, they got a Nissan Altima that is like some kind of like I don't know. It's an SER, whatever the heck that is. Anyway, I decided to go on YouTube and learn a little bit about it and everything. First thing I look up is, hey, what are the problems with these cars? What are the issues? Right? I got this piece of interior felt here. I don't know where the heck this came from. Probably got bugs all over it. Now they're all over me. Let's put that to the side. I know you're probably sitting there going, what is he doing? So anyway, I went on there and I started looking up the issues of these cars and everything. So they have a catalytic converter issue where the catalytic converter will come apart and it'll get sucked back up into the engine and tear up the engine. Mess up the valves or something. I don't know. Anyway, it's bad. Okay. That's A. That's one of the worst things. B, the transmissions. Now, it does not have the CVT transmission in it. Just got a regular transmission, which is good. Stay away from CVT transmissions if you can. Yeah. Because I'm not talking about the performance of them or anything. I'm talking like when they break, it costs a fortune to fix it, if you can find somebody to fix it. B, cost a fortune to replace it with a new one or a remanufactured one or whatever. And it'll cost you more than the car is worth. Right? So $4,000 to $10,000 for a transmission or something. It's ridiculous, man. There's lots of cars out there with CVT transmissions. Lots of them. So, but yeah, that is a scam. I don't care who you are. That's a scam right there. Scam. Scam. I found another dirty rag. This one, though, I'm going to hang. Oh, these are the two that come in the roll that I usually get. Come in handy. Yeah. Found some more felt. I think that's what you call that. Felt. Goes in the, like you lift the rear hatch of the car, inside there, and this goes on top. It's not necessarily a carpet or anything like that, but it's like I call it felt. Here's some more. I was trying to do something with it, but I can't remember what it was. I think this one was supposed to go in my 1934 Ford pickup truck that I sold, which I hated to sell. I really did. Me and Dad worked on that truck. But let's don't talk about that. Don't need to go down memory lane. Anyway, moving on. This, you've probably seen my video. This is a blowtorch. This thing's cool, man. And you basically just hook it onto the tank and then go to town. So that's really cool. Really cool to have. You can buy these on Amazon. And that's all. You go to Amazon and buy a blowtorch. That ain't gonna fit there, but it will fit there. Maybe. Yeah. I'll be so excited when I find that stupid zip tie gun. Not a zip gun, zip tie gun. What's this? Hope no critters come out of it. Oh, okay. Here you go. Here's something really cool. You go to, I know AutoZone carries it. Probably the other ones. This, you put it on your windshield the night before on your front windshield of your car. Okay. Right? It's got these covers that go on your mirrors. And you, this part like here, you open up your doors, you put this in there so that way it stays on there. And what it does, when the ice comes and the snow comes, gets all over your windshields and everything, it'll get on this first. And then after it's done, you just take this and pull it off. And then you got a clean windshield. Boom. That's what I'm talking about. I almost forgot I had this. I've used it several times and it works great. I like it. I will stand by this. And I will definitely put it in an area that I know where it's at. I'm surprised I haven't had to turn that heat on. It is kind of, kind of nippy out here. But It ain't too bad. I'm that's the way I am, man. If I start working and everything, especially after I've eaten, man, I feel, heat. I was like, I am warm bodied. This is a tarp. If you ain't got a tarp, man, get a tarp. Come on, man. Tarps come in handy. I've got several of them. I don't even know how many I got. I mean, you can use them for all kinds of stuff. I like using them when I have a yard sale. Lay the tarp down, throw all the stuff out there. I also have they're put up, but anyway, the 10x10 canopies that you open up. Yep, you can get it for like 50, 60 bucks. Great to have, especially if you're doing something outside, if you're working on a car during the 100-degree heat, you open that thing up, pull your car up underneath it. Small car, obviously. If you're having to work in the rain or something like that, although they will puddle. So you got to be careful there. I had one, my very first one I had. I left it up overnight. It rained, came out, and it was like this on the ground on one side. And it was like this huge, where it filled up with water. It was like a big tear duct. I was like, oh my God. I was like, oh, that was done. Throw it out. So I got more cans. Okay, so ever since I've been off my diet, not every day, okay, not every day, but I've been drinking Pepsi, Mountain Dew, and I found this really good root beer, A&W root beer, that doesn't really taste like root beer. It's called Sunday, Cream Sunday. I don't know, it's like chocolatey. Oh man, so good. Yeah. I've only found it at Dollar General. But yeah, I found out you're not supposed to drink a lot of water because it is bad for your kidneys. So I kind of laid off the water because, dude, I was drinking half a gallon every day. And I'm not going to go into detail, but it had a negative side effect on me. So I was like, okay, I need to drink something else. In fact, when I was in the hospital and had surgery, when I first woke up, they didn't give me water. They gave me, I think it was a Pepsi. And I was like, man, ain't y'all got any water? And they're like, no, you need to drink this Pepsi because the sugar in it, I guess, or whatever. And I was like, okay. And of course, as soon as it hit my tongue, I was like, and I feel. No, sorry. I know I shouldn't have done that. I'll probably get a lot of feedback on that. Be nice. Wow. Too bad this thing is kind of messed up. So this is an insert. It goes in a console. It takes tape decks, like your cassette tapes. I'll get it right one day. And CDs. Like you just, which is funny because I got a CD player in my car. That's what I need. I ain't even tried to play a CD in that thing. Now the stereo is upgraded. It's got everything on it. So I just don't want to stick a CD in there and eat it. It doesn't have a tape player though. But this thing's like ate up around the edge. I don't know. What do you think? Think I should throw it away? I'll let y'all comment on that. Should I throw it away? I'll show you how bad it is. See, like the edge? Looks like it melted. Look at that. Oh yeah, somebody might like to have it. If you want it, let me know. I'll give it to you. I'll throw it to the side. Let's see what else we got over here. Oh yeah. Oh shoot, here's some cans that need to be crushing. Need to be crushed. More cans. Feel like a homeless person. And all these cans. Y'all got any cans? Dude. Look at that welding. That is not me. What the heck, man? That pipe came off my Ford. Ah, sorry about that. Didn't mean to do that. I noticed as soon as it left my hand. Someone is always giving me something. To lay in the shop. This is a huge carpet. Looks like. Anyway, I'm not gonna open that up. I about broke my neck on this thing here. Yeah, I didn't know that was there. So I found another rag. I have seen the videos. I've never seen it in real life, but I have seen the videos where the pile of rags burst into flames. All the chemicals and everything. They get real hot. They're basically like compact on each other. A lot of heat. Kind of like a beehive. Like honeybees, they'll do that. They'll get all together like that, and they create this big old thing of heat. Another tarp. I wonder if I need to leave that over here. Nice little container to have. So here's an idea. I forgot to go get this today. Darn it. I've actually been trying hard not to go into Harbor Freight. Because, dude, that is a candy store for an adult male. It is, dude. I mean, because you see all these great little deals in there, right? It's like, ladies, if you want to get your man something, go there. I mean, because it is. It's basically a Temu store. But they got some really good stuff. I mean, they really do. I've got all kinds of stuff from there. I use it. No big deal. Love it. I kind of wish I had one thing each. How can I say this? One thing each out of that whole store. Does that make sense? Like, basically, I wish I had that store, like right here, and like, you know, let's go up and down now. There'd be one thing in there out of everything in there. You know what I'm saying? Instead of like a row of 10 or whatever. Anyway, you know what I'm saying. Anyway, that'd be cool to have. I've always wanted. That'd be cool, like to have like this whole wall just filled with tools. You go up to it and be like, I need to use that tool. Be cool if somebody gave me a shopping spree for that store. That would be so cool. You know what I mean? Like unlimited time, unlimited. Like give me, I don't know. I wonder how much you could. Wonder how much you had to spend to buy one of everything in there. Y'all do the math on that for me. Get back to me. Harbor Freight, if you're watching this, that's my my wish. Let's go in there and be like, okay, your limit is 10 grand. So you go in there and get whatever you want, as long as it's one thing of each thing, right? How cool would that be? Dear Make-A-Wish Foundation. Sorry, that's wrong. But that would be cool though. That store is freaking awesome. Anyway, what I was gonna say, jeez. So you go in there and you get your air hose, your air sprayer. You pull the trigger and air comes out. You're hooked up to your air compressor. Anyway, so you take this, okay, you drill a hole, let's say right here, right? Can you see me? So drill a hole all the way through, and then you stick that sprayer in there. Before you stick the sprayer in there, though, you want to cut a groove in the pipe. So it's like a hole in the pipe. You fill this thing up with really fine sand. When I say fine sand, it's got to be a super fine sand. Okay? And then you just stick it in there, and then boom, you got yourself a sandblaster. You're welcome. Anyway, these are good to have. This same thing is that the windshield washer. So when you're done with your windshield washing, you save the container, and there you go. Then you don't have to go out and buy you a container. Okay. Are we still listening? Hope so. I'm running my mouth for nothing. What do we got here? More junk. This is poster board, or poster, not real thick. So I keep this when I do yard sale. It's always good to have. You can go buy that at Dollar General, I think, something like that. I always keep a bucket of sand in here. Why? Because it is a great oil, whatever, picker upper. You just take it, drop it on there, let it get good and soaked in, thick, sweep it up. Okay. Found another rag. Finding rags today. I don't wash them. I just burn them. There's no point in washing them. Yeah, there's no point in that. I'm okay. I'm okay. Have you seen my baseball? I've got about a gallon or half a gallon of Purple Power cleaner, which is good to have. You can go pick that up at your local auto parts store. Sorry. I recommend, if you use Purple Power cleaner, I repeat, don't put your hands in it unless you're wearing gloves. You can go get those dishwashing gloves, stuff like that. You get it on your hands, you're going to have the cleanest hands ever. They'll turn white. They dry. They'll dry so much. Well, if you're a white guy, they'll dry. They'll turn white. If you're a black guy, I don't know. Might still turn white. And turn into Michael Jackson. Just kidding. Sweep up a little bit here. Man, I tell you, dirt. Every time I have to sweep this, is just all that little bitty dirt in here. I love having a clean shop. You know, so much easier to get on the ground, work on stuff, you know. Good times. Oh, what is that? What is that? Trash. Trash, trash, trash. Me. Here is a tripod. This is one of my very first tripods. Sorry. No, that was probably loud. That was probably really loud. Dang it, wrong, that was loud, God. Okay, wrong way. That's weird. Anyway, it's got this thing right here. You put your camera in there. You can turn it. I made that. Like, not the whole thing, but I made the thing up here and all that stuff. So, really cool to have. All right, now. I ain't trying to get hurt. Pinch my freaking hand. Anyway, let's get this out of here. Get it out. Get out. Get out of the way. So shifting stuff around, and just got to do it. This thing would have fell over by now if it weren't for that other thing there. This piece of wood here is something that's kind of special. So the first time I got done with building the 1934 Ford pickup, I've built it twice, actually. So the first time I did it, I made a wooden tailgate. Had a metal frame around it, all custom made. So this was the wood that was in it. And you can't see it, but it says Willie's Wagon. So Dad's name was William, short for Will. And on the side of the truck, like on the front corner of, front cow, it had Willie's Wagon. And so it was kind of like a tribute to him or whatever. So, but yeah, it's like long faded. You can barely make out wagon, WAGON, WILLY''S. A lot of people would see it, they'd be like, Willis Wagon? No, it's Willie's Wagon. Willie's. So, I'm going to put this, I don't know where. Somewhere over here. Oh, man. Yeah, I miss my dad. You know. Working with him up here in the shop. Look, gas tank Gas can, never used. I don't think so. There ain't nothing in it. I've got several of these. I'm not even gonna keep it. Well, let's see if this generator starts. What y'all think? If I can remember how it starts. So when the power goes off, the house and everything. So that sucker right there run on 220, or put out 220, I should say. So we got a 220 cable cord that runs underneath the house and everything, and I basically just pull this out on the patio. You can't, okay, warning, you can't have this running around somebody with a pacemaker. If you do, bad things will happen. So, make sure you're still on. Yeah. Anyway, so what you do is let's see. I can't remember how you do it. Anyway, you plug 220 in there, and then you plug it up underneath the house, whatever, and then it allows for the water, the well pump. We got a well, so it allows for for us to run the water, take a shower, and everything. Now we have the only hot water that you have is what's in the water heater. So once it's out, it's done. So anyway, so you got to take a quick shower, and but it allows you to I believe it's right, flush the toilet, do all that stuff. Plus, I'll run extra cords, and I'll run it to the refrigerator and the freezer. We have one of those little deep freezers. Those are really cool to have, by the way. Once they're, the little rectangle ones, not the big long ones, but they're like half the size of that, whatever. Great to have. So, sorry. Anyway, we'll hook it up to whatever, and then now there is a way you can backfeed. It's very dangerous. I believe I don't know. Watch a video on how to do that. I don't want to say, because I don't want to tell you wrong, but there is a way that you can backfeed. Now, they also have these new, they just came out like this past year or whatever, I believe. It's an actual 220 outlet that you can hook on the outside of your house where your meter is and whatnot. So when the power goes off, I don't know if you turn your main power off or you leave it on. But anyway, you plug that into that plug right there. It's that simple. Boom, your house is on. Everything's on. So I might actually look into getting that. Now, when our power goes off, in the past, it's gone off almost every year. The longest it's ever gone off for, I think, was almost a week. That was when we had that really bad ice storm come around. That was the worst. I can't remember how old I was, but I remember like 5 o'clock in the morning. And of course, it was wintertime, obviously. But I remember freezing, and I'm like, God, why am I so cold? And I get up, I notice that the power's off. And I'm like, oh crap. I look outside, go out the back door, and it's like a winter wonderland out here. Everything's just like Disneyland, like glazed over. And I could hear out here in the woods, I could hear trees falling. Had to be pine trees, but they were just like, you hear them go just left and right. It was like a nightmare. So we ran back in the house and, did all that. So, but anyway, so let's see. You have to do certain things to this to get it to, it should have plenty of gas in it. Might take a couple pulls. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. It's on. Bing. Start. Oh, yeah. Come on. That's supposed to be off. On. Gas still smells good. I mean, I didn't work on it, but like this past summer, should be good. Should be ready to rock and roll, baby. Come on. Rock and roll. Does that say start? Run. On. On. Yeah, baby. So you have to let it, when it comes to little small engines like that, carbureted, when it's cold, you have to keep it on choke or halfway, and you got to let it heat up. And the reason for that, it's got something to do with the gasoline, the vapors. I'm gonna let that choke me out. So anyway, so the vapors, Google that, but it's like something to do with when the gas isn't warm enough, it doesn't produce very good vapors or something like that. So I know I'm like right there telling you the truth. Sorry, I know I kind of give you like a half truth. But use your AI or something like that, or Google AI, whatever. Ask them. Say, hey, what is a carbureted engine? Harder to start in the wintertime, or something like that. Okay, enough of that. So it's got a brand new carburetor on it. So obviously, you know, it's cold. You got to let it heat up. That's why I was sitting there when I put it on full run. It's got start where you started at, and you put it over to run once it starts getting really good. But you gradually make your way there. You put it about halfway and then to run. So anyway, but this little guy is called a Predator 4000. They make different ones. You can actually, if you got the money, you get one of them big old ones that is attached to the house. But like I said, where I live, unless the whole grid goes down and everything for months on end or whatever, or forever, or whatever, it's not really like that. When we had that ice storm and it went down for almost a week, we almost lost everything. And what I mean, like everything in the refrigerator, gone. You know, everything in the freezer, gone. Yeah. What we should have done though was we should have taken everything out of the freezer and packed it in the freaking snow and ice because I mean it was like a refrigerator out here. So because you can do that, you know. There was a dead deer in my yard, in my ditch, and it stayed out there for days, and not one time did it smell because it was so cold. So, whew, good thing I turned that fan on. Jeez, man, why'd you do that? I don't know. We've had this thing for a long time. I don't even know how many years we've had that. So I found a trash can. I knew it was over here, but I never use it. Battery hold down. Ooh. Man, I gotta get to you. Gotta get to you, man. Ugh. But yeah, if you have one of those generators, don't put it like near anybody has a pacemaker or anything like that. You know, that's just bad news, man. Ugh. Oh my God, this thing's full. Now, why did I throw that away? You ever do that? You ever throw stuff away and you go, why did I throw that away? Then you go back and... Or is this trash? Is it trash? Okay, I'm losing my brain here. I can't figure out if this is trash or not. Well, that's trash. That's trash. A lot of this stuff is trash. I might keep this. Yes, I just dug through the trash and pulled some stuff out and kissed my butt. What it was I was in the zone one day and I was like, you know what? Trash. Why am I still going through this? It's trash, Rome. It's trash. Old solder. That's trash. Okay, I'm gonna stop. It's actually got a. These things suck because don't ever buy one of these. These trash cans, these plastic trash cans with the button on the bottom, because I don't know if it's like something happens. You got to kind of help it open. And who wants to do that? I mean, you might as well just. So if you get one, get a metal one. You're gonna pay about $40, but they're worth it. Not this one. Okay. Man, that thing's full. Darn it. Every time I turn around, it seems like I'm having to empty my trash cans. I have, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Three of those big ones. And then that small one. Why? I don't know. Anyway. All right, so check this out. Here we go. So this is a roll of. Wait a minute. This is not. That's a roll of fence. But that's not what I was going to show you. Somewhere. Oh, there it is. I plan on doing this sometime because I seen it and I wanted to do it. Apparently people make a lot of money doing this too. A roll of chicken wire. You can go buy this at go to Tractor Supply. Wire, chicken wire. Okay, you got to use chicken wire to do this. Okay, so people will take this and they'll bend it into like a person. And then you paint it white or something like that, like an off-white or something. Anyway, and you stick it out in your yard and it looks like a ghost, walking through the yard. Really cool. Look up those, go to like Google Images, type in chicken wire ghost. Yeah, really cool. Really cool stuff. No, I wouldn't say it's super dangerous to work with. I mean, you might prick your fingers every once in a while. But otherwise, I don't know why I bought this. I don't know why I have this at all. No idea. It's square chicken wire. Like instead of round holes, it's square holes. I have no idea. But I'm going to put it right over here. Do some more sweeping. Man, the dirt really accumulates. It really does. It's really bad. This needs to go in there somewhere. Appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Nobody wants to hang out except y'all. I really appreciate y'all. I don't hardly go out no more. If I do, it's on business. Yeah. Or it's to visit family and friends. But as far as like going out to the bar or anything like that, there's really no place to go. somebody needs to open a country bar. A country bar. Okay. Where you go and sing country music. Right? I'm looking for my God, what's it called? I had another one, but I can't find it. Dustpan. Well, yeah, I miss, singing karaoke. I think I was pretty decent at it. Just doing that. But there's nowhere to go. And what is up with people having karaoke bars only open on Thursday? Who in their right mind goes out on a Thursday night? You're supposed to go out Friday night and Saturday night. I've called several places. I was like, hey, several bars. Hey, y'all do karaoke? Yeah, we sure do, man. Thursday nights. What? What the hell's wrong with y'all? Why? What? Thursday night? Oh, yeah, man. We have one heck of a crowd come out here, man. And on Thursday nights. Like, I mean, is it Thirsty Thursdays? That why? Man, that's cold. I mean, I understand some bars, they do Thirsty Thursday. You go out there, you don't have to pay a fortune for a drink. Okay. But it's the fact to go out on a Thursday night when you got to work the next day. And don't get me wrong, we used to, back in the day, 18, 19, 20, whatever, 21, whatever, we used to go out Sunday nights at the Palomino on High Point Road. What's up, y'all? Y'all know me. What's up, y'all? Anyway, but that was the thing to do. And then we had to go to work, the next day. But that was when I worked second shift too. So I could sleep in. I come on 3 o'clock in the morning, sleep in, wake up noon, 1 o'clock, whatever, go to work till 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night. Those were the days, man. Shoot. All right, well, anyway, enough of that. Look at that. I missed something. Shoot. Getting it cleaned up, though. Right? Knock a dent in it. Knock a hole in it. Look at all this crap. I ain't putting that in the trash. That's dirt. Dirt belongs outside. I did that on purpose. Just make sure y'all still paying attention. Almost broke my neck. At least I get it on film. All right, so the car will come in not straight. Car will come in this way. So I have to move the lawnmower, get it out. Okay, good. All right, we'll put this back. Oh man. And we need to move that. Move that. Move that out. OWT out. OWT out. Oh, sorry, man. I'm cracking up over here. I'm clowning. Okay. Let's. I got a bunch of like trash like right here, man. Oh, check this out. So here's one of Dad's old slingshots. It's not too old. You know, it's not back in the day. Back in the day, they didn't have plastic. They had wood. Dennis the Menace. That one's still good. It still got some good rubber on it. So what happens is over time, the rubber will get brittle and break. I don't know if it oxidizes or something. I don't know. Anyway, but that's yeah. I guarantee as soon as this thing came out, Dad was like, "Yo, I'm getting one of those." It's not the first one I've seen either. He had another one. Trust me, he did. Man. I think there's a part. Yeah, there is. There's a part that I got to put back on that lawnmower. I keep forgetting about that. Let's see. Dad's old cane, all nasty. Oh, Dad. Big old piece of metal. Yeah, that's another thing I gotta find. I gotta find my my pipe, my metal pipe. Because if I don't find it, I'm gonna have to make another one. But it's specifically made for I use it as a breaker bar, and it's probably underneath that somewhere. It's around here somewhere. But anyway, it's made for going over the end of the adjustable wrench. That's what makes it special. It's not just a pipe. Another thing I need to do is I've got fire extinguishers here. Here's one from 1998. This one's probably a little newer. I have no idea if they work. Never been used. Another piece of metal. And another piece of metal. Good to have metal. You make all kinds of stuff. Oh, sorry. That hurt my ears. Cousin recently had told me, he was like, "Yeah, man, need some metal. Come on down the house." I was like, "Man, I appreciate that." Like right now, I don't need any because I'm not doing metal work. But eventually, I'll get back into it. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if y'all are the same or not, same as me, but there's not a whole lot of people like me. But I get to the point where this is a magnet, by the way. put it down, pick up stuff. When you're ready to let go, you just pull. That's great to have. What was I saying? So I easily get bored. It's like I don't know. It's like an ADD thing or something. Like I'll go through these phases. I'll be like, okay, I'll go in the shop. Well, for one thing, in order for me to make money, I have to, fix the car up and sell it. But it's like other stuff though, like playing video games. So I grew up on video games. Who didn't? And so I'll revert back to my old video games because the new ones suck. I don't know if you're the same way as I am doing that, but anyway, I'll do that a lot. But then I'll get tired of playing video games, and I'll be like, okay, now I'm going to do something else. And it's like when I do my podcast. When I was doing my podcast there for a while, on my other show, my other channel, Small Town Show, I stopped doing that. I don't know how many shows there are on there, or how many podcasts there are in there, or whatever. But I stopped doing that. And the reason why, one, I got burned out. Two, it wasn't going anywhere. Nobody's watching the show. I'd be lucky if I had one person to watch each one. And I understand it's not everybody's cup of tea, But yeah, it's like doing podcasts, stuff like that, and I get burned out doing that. It's like what I'm doing now, this right here, this is something all new. For Broke TV 123, it's like I'm not I'm used to doing like other things, But then again, Broke TV is a variety show. So you're going to see, you never know what you're going to see. It could be like something like this, or it could be like, hey, I'm going to show you how to do this and how to, something like that. Or we're going to build something or whatever. That's what it's called, a variety show. I've had people ask me, what's variety mean? I don't understand that. What's a variety show? Like, hey, are you that freaking dumb? Where am I going? I think the fumes are getting to me. I got my door wide open. Tired. It's been a long day. I had to go to the DMV today. My God, I wish they would shut that place down. I'm not even going to check that. The DMV, man, mark my words, there'll be a day when there'll be no more DMV. They'll find an easier way to do things when it comes to owning a vehicle. Like you still have, let's try to think about that. Let's try to think like, how easy would it be to do without the DMV? So with the DMV, you need to go through, the ownership of a vehicle, right? Talking about the license plate agency, not the actual DMV where you take your driver's license and all that. Take your test and whatever, driving test. Anyway, license plate place. You're standing in line. You got all these weirdos in line with you and everything. I swear I was the only white dude in there, except for the guy working in there. I'm sitting there just like, I'm just like, dude, I gotta get the heck out of here, man. This is freaking me out. I don't know if you're like me, but I'm getting to the point where I don't like being in crowds. I don't do it. Don't like it. But anyway, so let's see. How can we get rid of the DMV license plate place? I'm going the wrong way here. So it's all about what it boils down to is ownership, right? So to prove that you own the car, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Why not just do it like this? Why not just you'd have a piece of paper, no matter the color of it, pink, whatever, pink slip, whatever. So you'd have a piece of paper and, it would say what kind of vehicle is on it and everything, the state that it's in, blah, 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 blah. And when you go buy it from an individual, okay, say, oh, okay, well, I went and bought that Ford Focus, and they gave me the pink slip for it, right? And then, so I put my name on it, but first I have to have it notarized. Okay, we'll keep the notary in the loop. Okay, so I go find a notary, and let's say to go to an actual notary, you got to go to an actual place. It ain't your next door neighbor or anything like that. You got to go to an actual, like a bank. But banks got notaries. So you go to the bank, and the person selling the car to me and me, we sit in front of the notary, and they notarize it right there. Boom. I sign it. The owner, you got buyer and seller. So the seller signs it, and then I sign it, and it's notarized, and that's it. And that's all you got to do. You don't go to the DMV and have it sent off or anything like that to put in your name. It's already in your name. It's done. There's always a way to forge something, obviously, all that, whatever. But that's how I would do it right there. And then when I get ready to sell it to somebody, same thing. Me and the buyer go to a notary, and you can actually have them run it through an actual system. But that's it. You don't have to send it off to have it come back 2 to 4 weeks in your name or any crap like that. Yeah. Simple. But it's all about money. I tried to sit there today, and I was watching these people. I'm standing in line, and I'm sitting there watching them fork out hundreds of dollars, and everything, each person or whatnot. I'm sitting there going, man, this place makes a bunch of money, cash, in one day. It's nuts. I'm sitting there going, I bet they make $10,000 in one day. It's nuts. Nuts. These nuts. It's nuts. Dang, I just found a metal dowel. That'll come in handy. I love metal dowels, dude. I can make some stuff with that. I need to show y'all around my my metals. Welcome to be like the Woodwright shop, but welcome to the metal right shop. Or something like that. I don't know. I'm just talking out of my butt. Rope. Always use some rope. Oh. Let's see. I think I'm gonna move y'all. What do you think? Change the scenery? Let's go. Let's see. Let's get you as far back here as possible. There we go. All right. Right on. So right now I'm just cleaning up. I got some like little crap here. Some pry bars, stuff like that. And Just trying to get everything situated there. I got a pile of leaves over here. The leaves love to come in here. Man, they really do. They just they pile up all in here. Leaves. I don't know about y'all, but this year has been the year for leaves. I ain't never seen. I still got a freaking pile of leaves I gotta burn. What a mess. Ugh. Y'all want to work out? Yeah. Get your workout on, baby. Yeah. I think that's a 20. I don't know. Something. Man, look at all this crap. Get all this crap cleaned out here. Okay. Like I say, I usually hire somebody to come in here and do this, but I'm a little short on funds this year, so I'm tight on funds. Tight. Got to do everything you can to pinch a penny, right? Don't get me wrong. I don't like being that guy. I really don't. I don't like being cheap. I get that from my mom. And that's a good thing. I want to say that. There's nothing wrong with being like, you know what, I'm not going to be cheap this year, man. You know? Speaking of which, I'd like to give my brother a shout out for, all the cool gifts that he gave me this year. I did food this year. Where you at? Oh, there you are. I forgot I moved you already. But anyway, yeah, I did food this year. And, because, this year, I'm talking about Christmas Eve. I'm all about, Christmas Eve food and family. Giving thanks and everything, birthday of Jesus Christ and all that, and good times, Although, with the darn sickness going around, a couple of my family members did not show up. One showed up with a migraine or something like that. She was probably beginning to get sick. Because I know when I get a headache, I'm either dehydrated. By the way, if you ever get like a big migraine headache, whatever, go drink some water. Drink plenty of water. Not a lot of water, plenty of water. Because that's usually a sign of dehydration. A lot of people don't know that. You'd be surprised. There's a lot of ignorant people out there that just don't know. Yeah. Man, look at all this, man. Look. See, man? See what you can accomplish when you're running your mouth? Let's see if I can get this under. I want to do this. Did you see that coming? I bet you did. I bet y'all did. Y'all so smart. Look at that. That's an air compressor. That's a good looking air compressor. It's not good if you're continuously using air. Like, in other words, if you're using an air sander, sanding something down, that's not good. It's not good to use that. At least this one's not, because it doesn't hold enough air. I've got that one over there. That thing's like old, man. But I wonder if it even comes on. Dad used to use this back in the day. It won't even come on. I don't think the fuses are blown in it. I don't know. I don't know how that sucker. I know you flip the switch right there and it comes on, but it's not. It ain't worked in years. We stopped using it. I don't even remember why we stopped using it. But we did. We stopped using it. And time is it? Well, I think I'm going to stop here. Yeah. I think we're at a good stop point. And I can actually open my door now. Look at that. Look at all that crap. I had to push that out the other side. Bunch of leaves. Yeah, I like having the door. That way I don't have to keep opening the big door, letting all the heat out. Just come in that one. So, yay. Yeah, I probably need to go get me. What is that? I see something. What is it? You tell me. What is that? Oh, it's an old paintbrush. That's, man, I thought I was actually gonna find something. Anyway, what was I saying? I gotta go probably invest in a new fire extinguisher. You can go get them at the auto parts store. They're usually, good size. About the size of my fist as far as diameter, maybe a little bigger. Yeah, I think we're gonna probably call it a night. I could keep going, but ooh, there's a bunch of metal down in there. I just want to go in the house where it's warm and, cuddle up. And I think I'll just leave that plugged in. Or not plugged in here, but oh, God. Sorry. You're probably like, what is he doing over there? Bear with me. Yeah. God, man. Jeez. If you ain't got one of these little scooters, get one. Mom loves it. Although she ain't using it, and she uses it only during the, warm weather. And she'll take it outside. Bought that off a buddy of mine. His dad was going down, and he wanted to sell it, so gave him a couple $100 for it. I had to put new batteries in it. No big deal. Uh, got them from Amazon, and yeah, put them in there. And I think it runs. Should. What do you think? You think it's going to run, or is the batteries already dead? Handyman to the rescue. Well, anyway, we made a dent. We got it good and cleaned up here so the car can come in here like this. I am really thinking about putting a lift in here. I've got to sell my my Kia Sportage. I know you've probably heard me talk about that in the past. It is a 2005 Kia Sportage. It's the Duke Blue one. You know, I looked on Marketplace. There ain't none on there. This thing is loaded. I mean, it's got sunroof, electric power windows, leather interior, super clean, super nice. V6 4-wheel drive push button. You just push the button and go. I think I got brand new tires on it. I think. I haven't had to do much to it because the car was just sitting. So I've got a little lifter tick in it. I got to take care of that. But as soon as I put this thing up for sale, I mean, it won't last. I don't know how much to ask for it. Not yet. I want to say it will be between 4,000 and 6,000. Probably closer to 6,000. But yeah, great little car. Super powerful little car. I mean, this thing can get up and go. Cause that V6, I guess it's just V6 and it's like a super light car. And it's geared so high. I don't know, it's torquey anyway. So anyway, we got to sell that. And then I'll look into maybe getting a lift. I can get one for with installation and all, you know, the whole 9 bells and whistles and everything. They come out here and they look at the floor and, you know, go from there. Anyway, $6,000. And it's just a simple lift. I've got a 12-foot ceiling, and I've got plenty of room in here. If I have to, I will take down the garage door. Like, all that will go bye-bye. And I'll put in like a different roll-up door. That way, nothing will hit all that. But but it would probably be more out this way, the actual lift. So, yeah. But I think one will fit in here. I've seen them not even 12 foot tall. I'm not talking about the Max Jacks. I'm talking about one that's, you can actually, it's the things aren't 12 feet tall or whatever, but it lifts it up high enough where you can actually walk underneath it. And, you know, that's what I want. That's what I want, you know. But anyway, $6,000 basically, and includes everything, and it's only like $170 a month. That ain't bad. If you're doing the work, that ain't bad at all. So, but I just got to get somebody out here. get all this crap cleaned up. So I'm show you what. Maybe we'll continue tomorrow. Let me show you what. So what else? So we got. I'm not sure if there's anything else over here that I can clean up. It doesn't really look like it. This right here. That's a little trailer that Dad built for me back in the day to pull with my my first four-wheeler I had. I had a 1987 Yamaha Moto 4 80cc. And if you've seen one of my other videos, I bought the same one from another guy and fixed it up and everything. Great little four-wheeler to have. You know, not super powerful, but it's super fun to ride and everything. You know, little bitty guy. So like those little things like that. Anyway, so I got to do something with that that trailer. I haven't quite decided on what to do with that, but it needs to go somewhere. I don't know. It's all up in the way. That's my actual that tank behind it. That's a washing tank. Got purple power in it. So you bring a part over there and you clean it off and everything. So then you got all that crap there. All that. It's gonna wipe all that out. Get it all nice and situated. And get this trash emptied. And then see, I've got like all those chemicals over there. It's like paint and whatever. I'm probably going to go over there and wipe that out. Every bit of it. I haven't touched it and probably going on almost 10 years now. So when you let something sit like that for that long, you might as well throw it out. It ain't no good. You know, it's probably dried up, whatever. So we're not worried about it. I couldn't even tell you what's over there. Not really. I see a thing of stain and I don't know. There might be some paint. If there is any lacquer thinner over there or whatever, it's probably dried up. Then we got over here where the three-wheeler is. I really wish I had a place to put that three-wheeler. Man, wouldn't it be cool if I had like a, I don't know, some cool way of storing that. Although it's getting ready to snow. It's going to snow sometime. I think it's supposed to snow here in January, coming up, maybe middle of January. But anyway, I'll be getting that out, riding it. But there's a roll around table that Dad built back in the day, which is that with the chainsaw on it. He built that whole table there. He's like, "This is my table." I remember I come up here and he was building it. And I was like, "What you doing, Pops?" And he's like, "This is my table. Don't you touch it. It's my personal table." He was pissed. For those who knew my dad, like really knew him, you know exactly how he was when he said that. "Don't you touch it. It's mine." That's the way Dad was about everything. Man, he was always putting his name on everything, and yeah, that's what happens when you grow up with a bunch of brothers, I guess. Anyway, we got to get all that cleaned out, and then we're going to come around here, get all this crap right in here, cleaned up as much as we can, and clean all that crap off right there, and then I'll make sure I don't break my neck here. Get all this crap cleaned up. You know, I'm tired of all this stuff, man. So, big old mess, right? What I was saying is about this three-wheeler, though. So, wouldn't it be cool if I had some kind of I don't know. Maybe once I get that cleaned out right there, I can bring the 3-wheeler in here and instead of being this way, I can put it this way, or it probably doesn't really matter. But as long as I get it up in there, do that. I would keep this pipe. It's metal, but it's aluminum. Oh, God. Man, I'm so full of indigestion right now. I just had to go have Mexican today. I had salsa. Man, I was just salsa. That was a big mistake. Yeah, let's see what's over here. This is what is this? So that's plaster. That's no good. There might be some oil in that. There's actual lacquer thinner in there. I'm surprised about that. There's a whole thing probably right there, a Pumice hand cleaner. Yep. And you know, I was wondering where that was. I went out and bought a whole nother one. Half the size. So now I got that. That's a really good hand cleaner. You know, it's got like sand in it or whatever. I don't know. But man, it's like you get a bunch of grease and everything all over your hands. Man, it cleans it up really good. Well, it'll probably be the end of the month before I can get the trash emptied. Because there's a certain place where I take it to empty it, and I'll be going that way towards the DMV. So basically, I'm waiting on the title to come in for my Kia. So once I get that, once it comes in, then I'll go when I want to go get. I guess I'm gonna have to go get a 10-day tag so I can have the car inspected and all that. And hopefully they're not jerks about it. So yeah, when I go get that, I'll take my trash, dump it at the same time. That way I'm not making several trips and all that. That's just a pain in the butt when you have to do all that. Oh, I still have a bunch of ATC 70 parts. There's people out there who love collecting that stuff, but everybody wants me to ship it to them, and I can't. Not those big parts. I'd knock them in the creek. Still didn't find my bar. We'll find it. That thing's like finding a piece of gold now, or a diamond. Where is it at? Anyway. So that's what I got to do. All right. Well, thanks for hanging out with me, guys. Really appreciate it. Keeping me company. Right? At least I pretend that, you know, there's somebody standing here chatting with me. Don't worry, I'm not losing my mind. God. Just making content. That's all. All right. See y'all next time here on Broke TV 123.